Indeed, folks, in less than a month, voters across South Carolina will cast their ballot for governor. Several people have put their hat in the ring, including incumbent Nikki Haley. All the candidates will take part in the debate hosted by WACH Fox tomorrow, and it'll air right here. But right now, here to talk about the debate is the South Carolina GOP Chairman Matt Moore and the South Carolina Democratic Chairman Jamie Harrison. All right, this is going to be very interesting. Two of these guys are here together. We're going to have cops on standby. But, fellas, thank you so much for coming this morning.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We really appreciate it. We just want to preview this. At the center right now, many people are focused upon same-sex marriage, issue that had started from last week from the state Supreme Court's ruling, and we know it's been trickling down. If the candidates are posed this question, what should they say, or what are the folks need to hear?
I think Governor Haley will say that she's been very consistent on this issue and taking the conservative position, that is that marriage is one man and one woman, and that she's upheld the Constitution, as says Attorney General Alan Wilson, and as has the Supreme Court here in South Carolina. Senator Shaheen, on the other hand, has been very, very wishy-washy on this issue. In fact, taking no strong position either way. And so that's what we'll see tomorrow night.
Jamie, what do you have to say about that?
Well, listen, I think the great bus of change is driving across America right now, and either you're going to get on the bus, you're going to watch the bus as it comes across, or you're going to stand in front of the bus. And I think Nikki Haley and Alan Wilson have agreed to stand in front of the bus. Pretty much the Supreme Court is moving forward, basically saying, states, go ahead and you make these decisions. And Vincent Shaheen's position is, we're going to live by what the courts have decided. And so I'm hoping that Governor Haley and Alan Wilson will stop spending our state dollars trying to fight something that eventually is going to happen here in South Carolina.
Well, if there is a bus, Senator Shaheen's on the side of the road. That's what I would say. Wow. No position.
I'd rather be on the side of the road than in front of it.
Next, oh wow, okay, next question, fellas. All right, South Carolina, for some people, they'll say education is not up to par. There are issues in rural places. There are issues with major cities. Just recently, Greenville County got a grant, $3 million grant to kind of help to stop dropout rates. What do the candidates need to address as it relates to education tomorrow?
Well, listen, education is at the core of what the Democratic Party and our candidate, Vincent Shaheen, is fighting for. He's been the champion for fighting for four-year-old kindergarten here in the state of South Carolina, whereas Governor Haley, on the other hand, has vetoed over $100+ million of education funds. And just this year, I think she decided, oh, it's election time. I need to come up with an education plan. So, you know, it's Johnny come lately, but we applaud her efforts for thinking about education, because we need to invest in education here in South Carolina.
Matt, what do you have to say about that?
Well, the challenge of education reform is a couple of different things. One, there's plenty of money being spent on schools as it is. Governor Haley's done a couple of things. One, the package Jamie mentioned, which we're proud of, that was passed last year, provides more technology resources to rural schools, and also does more to ensure that all third graders can read on third grade level. And beyond that, we're working to guarantee the next generation's workforce and technical training to give good companies the workers they need. So she's leading on this issue.
So definitely we have to hear from all the candidates tomorrow on that. Last question before we get to break here. Talk about reforming state government. There have been plenty of issues with ethics allegations, and of course the just recent one, suspended House Speaker Bobby Harrell, who decided to suspend himself in the wake of all these allegations. What do the candidates need to talk about when it comes to reform? Because many people are losing their trust in government.
Well, I think first and foremost, these are serious allegations that are being made. And I'm proud of particularly Governor Haley and Alan Wilson, who at some political peril are willing to take on members of their own party and to root out these problems in state government. Look, we can do better, and we're going to do better.
Listen, there's a culture of corruption that's here in Columbia, South Carolina, and a lot of it starts over in the legislature, and in a Republican-dominated and controlled legislature. Mind me if I can add that. But I think there's a lot of agreement between both parties that there are things that need to change in terms of ethics. So I'm very our temporary speaker right now, I'm very optimistic that he's pushing for ethics reform. I know James Smith and a number of my candidates, a number of my folks on my side of the aisle are also working with them on that. But it's Vincent Shaheen has been leading the effort on ethics changes in the legislature, and so I'm sure that will be a big topic of debate and discussion.
And speaking about some more debates, folks, stay with us. We'll be right back after the break with some more topics. All right, welcome back to Good Day Columbia. Before the break, we were talking about the race for governor with South Carolina GOP Chairman Matt Moore and South Carolina Democratic Chairman Jamie Harrison. And folks, to say they've been pretty good so far, these guys. No firewood, they're still sitting here, so they both still like each other. Okay, folks, energy and environment, another topic that many people talk about here in South Carolina. We know just recently the VC summer plant, there's been a delay in that summer in the plant, where the nuclear reactor plant, and we're talking about billions of dollars here. Should this be a concern for the candidates when they're looking at money that's kind of being not held back, but a delay in this nuclear reactor plant?
I think energy is a concern for all parties. I think the way we get to the solution it may differ. I think when it comes to energy, Republicans, particularly Governor Haley and our congressional delegation, believe a few things. Number one, that we can meet our energy needs here at home in South Carolina and in this country. We can do that in a couple ways. One, by making investments in infrastructure here, which you've mentioned, but also doing a couple things in terms of sources. That is opening the coast of South Carolina beyond 10 or 15 miles to offshore drilling. But also this president has been a big roadblock, President Obama, to energy reform, to getting more energy by blocking the Keystone Pipeline. So we can do more to get domestic energy production going in this country and make us more secure.
Well, listen, Matt is correct on one thing, that I think Democrats also believe in investing domestically as well. Making sure that we are investing in new technologies to utilize solar, water, air, things that are cleaner as it relates to energy. And so there's a big investment here. You know, when we're talking about drilling off of the coast of South Carolina, right. I love the coast of South Carolina the way it is now. I don't want to see huge oil wells off of the coast of South Carolina. And so I think with that, we have to be very careful about making sure that we are protecting the environment at the same time of making sure that we increase domestic production of energy. And so, you know, I think there's some room there for Democrats and Republicans to find some common ground to move forward.
Bipartisanship there?
Well, okay. I would hope so.
Okay. Last question, fellas. We know it's been a pretty interesting morning with you all. Let's talk healthcare, Medicaid is specifically a major aspect of the Affordable Health Care Act. Some people have dubbed Obamacare, with the state not compromising as to receiving some of those funds, and that's kind of, some people are saying, putting a lot of folks in the black when it comes to healthcare. What should the candidates talk about?
Let me just give a few numbers on this. So, we as South Carolinians send our federal tax dollars to Washington, D.C.
Right. We
are trying to get our federal tax dollars back. What this Medicaid expansion would mean to South Carolina would be over $11 billion to our economy, 44,000 new jobs, and over 250,000 South Carolinians who have jobs but don't have health care to have health care under that plan. It makes no sense morally. It makes no sense financially for the governor to, again, stand in front of that bus to say, no, that we won't have that. I want my tax dollars back. And so I don't want to give them New Jersey to Chris Christie, who you know, campaigns with the governor. And guess what? He accepted his Medicaid expansion and ours.
Matt is bubbling over here. What do you have to say about that?
Every state's different in terms of its challenges. That's why New Jersey is different than South Carolina. But beyond that, you know, we're looking for South Carolina solutions to South Carolina problems, in that these dollars that come from the government come with many strings attached. And in fact, if you look at the budget numbers that are required here in South Carolina over the next 10 years, it require massive tax increases to fund these things. So Governor Haley has done a couple of things. She has said, let's focus on getting doctors more prepared. Let's focus on opening clinics. Let's focus on the innovation aspect of healthcare and how we provide healthcare to people. And let's encourage healthy lifestyles. And so there are free market ways to do what we're trying to do here, which is get more people healthy, help them to live longer, but we shouldn't break the bank in doing it.
Wow. All right, folks. Jamie Harrison, the Democratic Party chairman of South Carolina, Matt Moore, the South Carolina GOP chairman. Folks, you were just seeing a bit of a preview. We're trying to look at the different issues that might come up tomorrow night at the debate. And speaking about tomorrow night, all the gubernatorial candidates will square off. The only place you can see Your Voice, Your Future debate is right here on Watch Fox. We will carry it live, on air, online from Charleston. So make sure you tune into Watch Fox. Stay with us. There's more Good Day coming up right after this.